Okay, thank you everyone for joining just now to the live session. If you can all hear and see me well, we are going to get started with the class. My name is Josema. I'm Customer Success Manager at Customily, and together with Morena, we will be hosting this presentation and showing you the basics of the app. You'll be able to ask questions along the way, and we'll be answering them on the chat or at the end of the presentation. If you're joining us for the first time, you'll probably wonder what is Customily? Well, Customily is an app that installs on your e-commerce store and provides your shoppers with live previews of personalizable products. With Customily, your shoppers will be able to interact with options by typing texts, selecting fonts, colors, images, and even locations, as well as uploading their own pictures. Each interaction will show them live how the personalization will look on the finished product, enhancing the shopping experience and increasing your conversion rate. This example of a long Christmas canvas, we have a choice for family members, and we can put together uh, our family of gnomes by just clicking on different images to select them and seeing how the live preview will change. This way, you can personalize any product and see live how it's going to look. Now, the way this works is that Customily will load a template and an option set in the front end of your store for each product. Within the app, you will have many tools to create these templates and options. But that's not all. Apart from the live preview, Customity will take the personalization information from the orders you receive and create a printing file that's ready for you to take to whatever company or machine you use to fulfill your products. So imagine how much time our tool is saving you if you think back to the way you used to offer personalized products, how you had to collect the shopper's data, create proofs, wait for feedback, make corrections, and much more. All that time and effort has been reduced and automated with Customily's live preview and production files to make your work faster and easier. So now that we know that Customily is a great tool for your online store and that it will help you optimize the shopping experience of your visitors, we can start learning about the app itself. It's important that you approach it with some clear concepts about your business. I highly recommend that you ask yourself some questions before beginning. The first one is about the current status of your store. Will I be creating new products, either for an empty new store or for a new collection in an existing store? Or will I be selling my existing products and turning them customizable? If you're working with existing products, you will use what we call Customity 1.0. With this, you will be creating templates from scratch and then linking them to your existing products, all from the app itself. The options that your shoppers will use will be created automatically, so you don't need to worry about having to code anything. This direct way of using Customity is available for all e-commerce platforms that we integrate with, and you can see them on the slide as well as any custom coded store. Now, if you will be creating new products, more questions will pop up. Am I doing my own fulfillment? For example, with my own workshop or a local company? Or am I fulfilling with a known print on demand supplier? And then, do I have my own designs that will be personalized? Or will I be using pre made designs from Customily? These two questions will be the entry point to use what we call Customily 2.0. This is our latest update and will allow you to create new listings more easily, faster, and better. This option is only available for Etsy and Shopify stores. So with Customily 2.0, you will have four ways of creating new products. If you are working with a known POD provider, you have two options. You can select a product from their catalog and then add an exclusive design that our illustration team has created for you. And these are royalty free designs and clip art that you can freely use and manage. Or you can select a product from the catalog and use our design studio to create your own designs that can be personalizable. On the other hand, if you're going to fulfill on your own, you have two similar options. You can automate processes by creating product bases, which are the product mockups of what you want to sell and will act the same way as the POD products. Then you can add a customized design to the product base or create your own custom designs in the design studio to then use over your product bases. Each time you combine a product base with a design, a new template is born and linked to a new listing that Customily automatically creates in your store for you. Templates will be created from any product base or design, whether it's from a POD catalog or your own, as well as either from Customily's collection or your own. In the case of POD products, the listing will be connected to the POD using an API key, so each time there's a purchase, Customily can automatically send the print file for fulfillment, so more time-saving advantages. Okay, well, so let's dive into the app and see how it works. When you access Customily for the first time, pay attention and complete the onboarding you will get, as it will help you answer many of the questions we stated before. Then you can see the different sections of the app, and based on your answers, you can easily navigate through them. Here we are in the Start section. This is the 2.0 main interface, where you can create new products, either using print-on-demand providers or your own product bases. You also have a quick view of your design collection and your product base collection. If you check the left menu, you can see that these two collections have their own sections as well. Now, in the templates section, you'll be able to create new templates and also see all the templates created automatically with the 2.0 tools. This is the core section of the app, and you can rename, clone, delete, and edit any template every time. In the libraries section, you'll be able to upload your personal assets and organize them for quick access and use. You can create colors, fonts, vectors, and image libraries. And this is very important to remember because Customily is an asset manager, not an asset creator. Your images, designs, fonts, etc. will be created or purchased outside of the app. For example, you can create images in Canva, download them in JPG or PNG files, and then organize them in Customily's libraries for later use in templates and designs. The store section is where you can see all the products that exist right now in your either Shopify, Etsy, or WooCommerce store as well. This section will allow you to see which templates and option sets are being loaded for each product, and you can also manage those, link and unlink products all the time. And also you'll be able to modify a lot of front-end settings that will customize the user experience of your shoppers. The orders section is a new feature we are currently on beta available for Shopify stores. This will act as a backup of all the orders created using Customily, so you can retrieve the print file and the preview and check out any options. For all e-commerce platforms we integrate with, the information of the print file, the preview, and all the data that customers selected will be always displayed, stored, and safely backed up in the order dashboard of each e-commerce platform. Let's create this product together this day. Basically, what I did in this case is put myself in the position of what do I want to sell. And we do have a lot of canvas available from many print on demand providers, but let's say we want to go somewhere else and offer something different. And we can fulfill either in our own workshop or with a local company, we can fulfill a very long canvas, has a particular proportion, and we can present this in custom. So the trick here is to create the product base of the long canvas. Why? Because today we are thinking about a Merry Christmas design, but tomorrow we may think about a Halloween design or a fall design or a city travel design with a map and everything. We can use always the same long canvas base product, but change the design constantly. And each time we combine a new design with this product base, we create a new listing in our store with a unique template. So if we were to start selling long canvas and we want to start creating our listings on our store, in this case, I have a Shopify store, but we could use the same method for an Etsy store. What we're going to do is we're going to jump into Customily and start by creating a product base. Why? Because we are not going to be fulfilling with any of these print on demand providers. We are going to be fulfilling on our own, and we want to create a product base that can be later be replicated on multiple listings in our store. We will always fulfill the same product, but we want to sell a Christmas design on that canvas, fall design on the canvas, and so on. Let's check this my product bases to get started. When I click on create new product base, which I can also do in the section here as well, where you see the t-shirt, I will start by putting a name. Let's say the live session long canvas. And this is very important. I can input the width and height of the print file. This is very important because it depends entirely on your fulfillment processes. If this canvas doesn't has like a galley wrap around and doesn't have any frame, you may want to print maybe half an inch or 1 inch extra of the canvas of the fabric, so you can wrap around in the printing process. So it's very important that the width and the height is exactly what your printer will need. That information, you can put that up, find it anywhere. But in any case, you can input that in Customily by using any of these units. In this case, I'm going to create a canvas that is 16.2 by 5.4 inches. So I create a new page, and basically what I do is I create a maximum print area. Why do I have a print area? Basically because inside this print area, I will put later my designs. This is basically the space available for printing for this particular product. And depending on the machine, I may need a particular export format. For example, Customily allows you to export in vector files or image files. EPS, DXF, and PDFs. Also, AI are vector-based files. PNGs and JPEGs are images, and then we have also embroiderings as well. I'm going to pick PNG, and I'm going to see image files will have a resolution setting, as well as vector files will have a color mode setting. So I'm going to stick with PNGs in 300 in resolution. That's all I need to set up for my production file settings. You see, the bar at the top is always guiding you into what are you editing, what's the size you're printing. You can always resize if you want, and which step of the process you're controlling. Right now, we are setting up how this will print on the size. If we click next, we see that we can start off with the preview settings. And what should be the preview? Remember, Customily is all about the live preview. And I was reading a question, and I'm going to be addressing that question together with this explanation. It says, how can I show customers before they buy some stills? And well, as you saw before, you have the listing photo, but you have a live preview. So whatever you modify and whatever your customers pick, they are always seeing the end result. And whatever they type will show the right result. You can later enable a preview button that will show you this bigger. And if you are a merchant, you can easily just save this image and add those images to your listings here later. So you can show an image of a 2-member canvas, 3, 4, and 5, have, I don't know, 4 images on your gallery just to show the same product. Why? Basically because you can, and that's the beauty of this. You can sell and show anything the way you want, and when you start customizing, everything goes blank and you can put up whatever you decide. But that process goes on in the preview. And you see the preview is not the print. We are not printing the sofa and the tables and the floor or the wall. We are just printing the canvas. But we want this to preview better. We want this to preview with a lifestyle, with context. So for that, the second step is in which we are going to take this print area and present this on top of the product. So we're going to add a product image. This is the button to add a product image. And here we have this image. You see, this image actually has the context and the shape of the canvas like that. If it's big, it's going to be adjusted. Now, very important, once we have this product image as a background, we are going to position our print area to fit this. Obviously, we need this prepared. We need this image ready with the right proportion and everything, and we can click here on the zoom to just jump in and be more precise on the edges. This will keep the exact proportion of what we are printing, but just displaying this on the front end to show a very realistic view of the canvas. Now, in case we drop out a bit outside, like you see here, we are dropping a bit outside. That's good because we don't want to see any edges, and maybe you are actually printing with a bleed, so you want that to show outside. But if you want this to be cropped out later to show the shadow and the rest, you can use the same image, but with an extra trick, which is the mask. The mask basically has an image that will have the same context and background, but the shape of the printable area will be transparent, right? So you see your listing will be looking like this, and I'm probably going to show this like this. This is a listing photo, and this could be blank and empty, but if you pick your mask, the mask is basically the same image, but you select this rectangle and you crop it out. This is transparent, so when you upload this, you will see there's a hole basically where the part of the design will be like this. You say, what would this be useful for? Now, this is a rectangle, so there's not much mystery, but imagine this is a circle, this is a pillow, this is a blanket, whatever that has a particular shape, and you want to just cut out the edge to look more realistic. Nothing will stop you for printing exactly what you want to print, but this image, this design you will create later will be in a sandwich between a basic product image and a mask that we can click to fit, that will shape and hide whatever edges and bleeds you want, just for the sake of the preview. Once we are set up with these two files, this is very important, it is something you need to have to create a product. You can click next, or you can just have the product image and no mask. Mask gives you an extra for textures and shapes. You click next, and before you save, you get to see and understand how will later the template will work. We're going to pick a design, and Customily will merge this product information with a design that will go inside of this print area. So even if you print this in the production file, customers will see this with the context at the same time. That's the essence of how Customily works on the front and back end. So now I'm going to save this. There's no variant, so we're just going to take away whatever variant right now. Later we can add new sizes, for example, and have a product with multiple sizes and variants. Now that we have a new product base, we're going to create a design because we want to combine this product with one of our many designs that we are going to be creating later. So right now I'm in the product base collection. I can pick on the My Design collection, and if this is empty, I just create a new design. This is our design studio, and we're going to start with a name, the live session long design Christmas, or no design, no, select better. Create a design. By default, our design studio has a square canvas, a pretty big square canvas of 1 by 1 meter, but you can always click on the resize button, and I recommend this if you have a very particular proportions. Why? Because even if the design is based on the objects you will create, the canvas gives you a realistic proportion of how your elements will look. So if I type in 16.2 by 5.4, it's the same as the product print. This is our new proportion. If I create a design that is like this, then when I create the final product, I will see the context and the canvas, and I will see a design in the middle, right? So the idea of having this canvas is to make sure I understand that I have this area to fill out with my ideas and creations. It's very important to see if this is not a vertical, for example, a proportion, or a horizontal proportion to see. If this was my design, whenever Customily finishes, it's going to look like this, fitted on the canvas. So that's very important to keep an eye on. So what can we do in the design studio? We can create text boxes, okay? And on a text boxes, customers can type anything they want, and you can always test it out. You can assign fonts, you can assign colors, size, everything into the text. And if your text has multiple fonts and colors, Customily will make sure you have those choices available for your customers. So everything is pretty much automated on that side. Let's trash this. Another thing we can do is the same as text boxes straight. We can also do them curved. We can create placeholders for customers to upload their own images or their own vectors if they have logos. We have straight maps and star maps as well to offer that customization. And then we have dynamic elements, vectors and images. These dynamic elements are very important because these are the tools that allow you to upload static or variated images. So if you want a background, for example, you just upload one image. And if you want multiple choices like the gnomes we're going to pick, you can bulk upload many images inside the same object. That's why they are called dynamic images or image selections. So we're going to create this, and probably we're going to click on the fit to the canvas because we're going to find in our stash of images that we have the background here, right? So this is our background. And the idea is to put some stuff on top of this, basically the gnomes. I'm going to change the name of this and I'm going to call this the trees background. And I'm going to click on the lock here because I don't want this to be moving out. Now that I'm going to be working in this area, I don't want this to be accidentally moved. So I'm going to just lock it. It's not selectable. So what do we need next if we want to create this design? Basically, we need these 6 characters to be available for all customers. And the great thing is also we want these choices, 5 members, 4 free, and 2. So if we later want to add more gnome designs or actually update this to higher quality or style, because we get tired of these gnomes and we want to add new ones, I recommend we create libraries instead of uploading them one by one in here. You can always upload them, but I think if we open in another tab the libraries, it's going to be faster for updating and improving the graphics in the future. So I'm going for the libraries section and I'm going to find color, fonts, vectors, and images. In the images, I'm going to create a new library and I'm going to call this the live session gnomes create. Now, very important, if I have tons of images, I should categorize them so customers do not see like 100 images at the same time on your store. So pay attention to creating categories before images if you have too many images. But if you have 6, like in my case, I can just click on add image and start uploading. So I'm going to pick the upload image and I'm going to pick my 6 gnomes all together. Open. I have 6 items to upload. Now, very interesting, this is the position. The initial position is the one that shows always, which is number 1. Now, if we want customers to actually don't start to see gnomes until they pick 5, 4, 3, or 2 family members, then we should actually keep the first option empty so we don't see any gnomes at the beginning until we start customizing. This is a common tip so you avoid having to always see like all the gnomes together and then start to change them, because you have alternatives like 5, 4, 3, and 2 gnomes. It's important that we keep the first initial position to be empty, like the number 1, and then go to number 2 and start uploading from that. Customily will take care of the rest involving connecting stuff together, so whenever you pick here, the right one will show up. Don't worry about that. But it's very important that we upload starting for the second when we know we are going to be offering alternative options. If you're always going to be offering one hairstyle and then the rest, that's okay. One t-shirt and the rest, that's okay. One skin color and then the rest, that's perfect. But if you want to offer glasses and you want the option not glasses, then the not glasses is number 1 and 2 starts with all the glasses options. That's the trick to use and upload images in the libraries. So I'm clicking upload. Oh, oops, I already have them, so create. When we create, they are all uploaded here, 1 on each position, from 2 to 7. And that's it. That's our library there at the end of the list. And we see the LS gnomes. So now what do we want to do? We want to go back to our design, and in this dynamic image we just created, we are going to pick, instead of uploading images, we're going to pick from our library and we're going to find on the last page the gnomes. Select, and nothing shows up. Why? Because we are previewing the first position. You can preview anything you want. In this case, I'm going to preview number 2. Oh, it's pretty small. Okay, let's make it bigger. like that. That's very big. Yeah, I'm going for that. Probably this is a bit square that I have. Okay, so this is one gnome. Okay, and I can preview the other one, and then the other one, and so on. So you can see they are all here. They are choices for your customers to pick, like that. And that was number 7 around there. Yeah, excellent. So stick with number 2. Put it here like that. So that's my first gnome. This is the gnome 1. This gnome will have a name, so I'm probably going to be creating a text box and put it down here so I can type in the name of the family member, just like that. Let me just zoom in, like that. And I'm probably going to extend this. You see this extends, goes up like this. You can control the shape of and size of the box, and then open the character tab. You can go open the transform tab and be more precise on the coordinates and sizes, and then open the character type to change the font. I was looking for a font that was sort of this one. Yeah, I like that one. So I can type something, try something really complex, something long, like that, and check the worst characters like the dropping Y's, J's, G's, and P's and stuff. And see, nothing seems to be going and kicking or going out of the page or image. And very important, make sure you check the size of the text. Right now, you have a maximum size of 50, and on the box, you can fit up to 30, so we are good. If we keep typing, we will reach the end of the box and start going smaller and smaller and smaller. How small can we go? Well, we can go as small as our minimum size. And I don't like this too small. I want this to be a bit bigger. So I'm going to make the minimum size bigger. So in the end, I will fit a limited number of characters. And I also make sure that the printing goes nice and clear as well. So between 30 and 20, I will have my text. That's what you can do. Now this is one family member. We're going to open the layers and we're going to call this the GNOME name 1. Yeah. And now we're going to do the multiplication trick. Let's see how much time I have. This is a very kind of repeating process, but we are going to use something called the layouts. Layouts are a group of items that they can swap between designs within all the same main design. So, for example, I want 5 family members. So I'm going to pick this, and with the control key, I'm going to pick this. And this is one family member. And I can just hit the control C to copy and then control B to paste. Yeah, and I can just drag this. Well, no, let's drag this like this. And now I have a second family member. Then I'm going to control B again, and I'm going to have a third one, and then I'm going to have a fourth one, and then I'm going to have a fifth one like this. Right? And now I have all these family members right here, and I am going to just make sure everything is aligned to the workspace to the bottom like that. Or close by. Yeah, probably going to make sure everything touches the bottom. Yeah, and that. Then I'm going to grab all of them and make sure they are centered also. And let's see if they are, yeah, they're pretty much separated the way I like it. Maybe this one can go a bit here. Yeah, but I'm going to get into details. The thing is, now I have these 5 family members. They all have different names. So this one should be number 2. And the name should be number 2. This one should be number 3. Double click we'll change the name 4 and 5. So if I were to pick all of them here, see all of them here, I can create a layout when all of these are grouped inside one single element, which is called the 5 members. And easy said and done. All I have to do now, if I want to create the other options, is pick this group and hit the Control C again to copy, and then Control B to paste on the same place. Now you have these 5 members cloned, and they all say cloned, so you will have to adjust this if you want. Adjusting this here is a very fast way of getting stuff nice looking on the front end later, but everything can be adjusted later. This group that I created, I have 5 members and 5 members cloned. This cloned version actually will have 4 gnomes, so I am going to just delete the 5 gnome altogether, and then pick this and center again like that, and this one will be called the 4 members like that. So now I have 5 members. You see, I pick 5 and they show up 5. I pick 4 and they show up 4, and you can do the same again. Control C to copy, B to paste. You have a cloned. I'm keeping this so you can see all the copies. Of course, I need to delete the number 4 now, because I have 1, 2, 3. Oops, this was moved in. Yeah, like keep in line like that. And this will be 3 members. And we have the last option with copy and Control C, Control B, Control C, Control B, to have this cloned, which is the one that has only 2 family members, gnome 2 and gnome 1, like that. Okay, and this will be called 2 members. Why I'm going to pick 2 members and center them, pick 3 members, center them, 4 members was already centered, 5 members like this. So you see, this way of setting up your design with multiple choices of characters will allow you to have these choices available. And Customily will take care of the rest, so you can pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 and showing the right ones as well, because each one of these will have the name and the gnome, and everything will be ready for them to customize at any point. So this will be our design, and I'm not going to be fixing these titles. We can fix them later. I am ready to save this design and jump in to create our first product using our Canvas product base and our first design of many, hopefully, which is the Merry Christmas with the gnomes. I click Save Design. Don't worry about all those showing up at the front all together. It's how they work. And that's it, done. If you check the last page of your design collection, you will find this design you just created. You can delete, clone, or edit again, and you can also edit the options, which is very important because options have been created while you save this. So you can have this all set up. The family members, this choice, everything is now automatically created. These swatches have been created. All will be available in this edit options file. So if you click edit options, they show up like this, and they don't sound like much, but let me just display more, okay? But you can click on preview options to see how they will look on the front end. They will look like this. Basically, you have a drop down with 2 members, 3, 4, and 5. And if you click on the pencil, you can open the element here and change some stuff. For example, the layout, the label will be select number of family members, right? And if you scroll down, you will see that these are the options, the drop-down values: 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very easy, we can just click here to open and change this name, change this. This is pretty easy to change. If you take a look at the options before actually creating the product, it's going to save you a lot of time. Then you can just pick one option and see that these swatches have been created. And you can control these swatches by clicking on the pencil and opening them like here. You can control the name of the swatch. Then you can even edit the thumbnails if you want. So feel free to play around with this any point, anytime you want. I'm going to just save this option set and keep it good like that. So let's go and jump to the start section. There's a question that says, how do you later link the product base to a print-on-demand provider? And how can we see to add more sizes? Yes. The thing is like this. Product bases do not connect to print-on-demand providers because print-on-demand providers have their own product bases. Basically, they have their own catalog available. So these are product bases provided by Printify or by Gelato or whatever, and whatever you cannot fulfill with them, you create it on your own. So they don't, your product bases don't link to PODs. PODs have their own product bases. But what can we do here is create a brand new product by picking our product bases. So we click here to choose to start this. I have some, but if I were to look for the long canvas, I will find this, the live session long canvas. This is our product. And right now there's only one size, but we are going to create a new canvas with two sizes, you will see. Basically, if when you're putting this up and you add a new size, basically you create another product base inside of this. So you will have like two sizes and two print sizes of the same product, basically. But if there's no variant, you just pick next. And in here, you can add the design. The design can be our Customily designs, and you could actually put this on any product you want. If you create a product base of a mug, of a mouse pad, or of a journal, or anything at all, you can add a Customily design at any point if you want. That's the beauty of this system. This do not need to fit precisely just with PLDs. You could have your own fulfillment and use our designs without any problem. But I want to use our designs, and I want to find that canvas that I created. I'm going to pick this and see what happens. Now there's a very short process of creation in which Customily is putting up a new listing on my store. Remember, this process can be done on an Etsy store as well as on a Shopify store. And by putting up this listing, is also connecting a new template and a new option set to the listing. The template will be the combination of the product base and the design, and the options will spring out of the ones we edited before. That spinning is the exclusive new template of this particular long canvas live session. We can click on the edit. This is the final revision before we publish. We can click on the edit product details if we want to change the name. I recommend you do so because this may always have like the standard name, and I want to have this name. The price will be, I don't know, 39, but you can later change this on your backend of the e-commerce. You can also apply SKUs if you have them on your own system, and a nice description, and save it. You're back to, this is just a shortcut inside Customily to do some quick changes. Before you publish, you can actually test how customization is looking. Remember, you created a group of layouts with 2 members, 3, 4, and 5. And hopefully we did things right. And if you click two members, you should be able to see the choices for the gnome number one and the gnome number two, as well as the text inputs of their names. So if we pick the gnome number three, it should show, yeah, and gnome number two. And we're going to call this, yeah, like that. Don't worry about this. This is a very small preview of this process, but if you click here, you will see that bigger and see how it previews pretty nice. If you like this to be your new image, you can save this as your main listing. If you want to provide other stills for your customers, you can always just pick three members, grab number 5, like that, preview again, and right click, save image, and then we throw this like this to listing, listing 1. Yeah, and then I can just save as many listings as I want, and then go to Etsy or Shopify and put up a new, a nice publication with a nice gallery of all these images. But with one image and the title and everything working, all I have to do is click publish, and it will go live to the store. If it doesn't go live right at the beginning, just refresh. And if you don't want to go live, you want to save it as a draft, just pick save draft, and that's it. You can later make it active to be sold. This is our listing photo. These are the template loading and the options. And whenever I pick an option, I will see all these available, and I can pick the node 1, 2, 3. Everything will show up exactly the way you put up, and I can just type in whatever I want and have this show like that. And nothing stops you from putting up a nice preview and clicking here just to see this big and previewing perfectly. At the same time, if you purchase, Customily will create the print file with the exact same information, saving you a lot of time. And well, that's our product. And I was asked about how to add more sizes. Very quickly, let me show you. We can add a new product base, and this product base will be, let's say, pretty much the same as the first one. It's going to be, I'm going to call this the sample template. It's going to be an inches of 16.2 by 5.4 create page. Yeah, that's our print area. This is something we saw. That's perfect. We'll click next, and we create our product images, which is this. We make sure our print area matches perfectly with our mockup. We can add a mask also if we want, but what I want to show you is that once you click next and once you save it, there's a way for you to add another, save and add another size. Let's remove this color variant and just save and add another size. When we do that, we enter another product base, but you see we are always working on the same. We have an existing size of 16 by 5.8, and maybe the idea is to make this shorter, so it's going to be in inches half, so 8.1 by 6.4. Create. Now the print area is smaller, and if we jump to the second stage, we can actually control this and have a different product image to adjust to the maximum print area. So it's like creating multiple product bases, but they are all within one single product base. It's not the best, I agree, but it's just to get an example. We save it, and these are the two sizes we have. We can add more or save it. Once we save it, Customily will do the following. Customily, when you enforce this product to create a new listing with a new design, and you pick two variants, two size variants, each size needs to be printed that way. So Customily will create two templates. So in the template section, you'll be able to see probably on the last modified. So just give me 1 second. This live session long canvas, this is the one we just created. If I go and create a new one with the new product base of two variants, I will have a live session long canvas 16 by 5, another one will be 8 by 5. Each variant will load a different template. Each template will have a different proportion of the design, or maybe number of gnomes, who knows, that's entirely up to you. But what will happen is, when you pick a variant, you load the right template and you print on the right size. And that can be selected when you go to the start section. You create a new product, you pick the product base. This one is called a sample because I didn't put a name on that. Yeah. When you pick this one, now you have two variants. And now you can at least one be the one you buy. And then pick the design the same way. Of course, designs will not fit to the same proportions. You will pick one and then you can manually alter the template to adjust the design. But the advantage is you will have the listing, you will have the templates, you will have the variants, everything will be ready for you to just adjust one of the designs and go and start offering this product. And click next. So when the layers go behind the face, if it is a hat, for example, well, in those cases, one thing you need to have is a a specific layer with the hat on top of the face. Let me just create this product with the design we made, and you will see that the two templates can be created and one will need some fixing because the shape is different. And then I will show you how you can put the layer directly on top of the face. Remember, this is like an onion. So if you want something on top of another thing, you need to create a specific layer for that. So if you have a background and you have a face and then you have a hat, then you have three elements and they are ordered in a way that one will show on top of the other. So this is going to be really fast, and Customily is actually saving two templates. The 16 by 5, which looks really nice. Let me just preview all the gnomes just to see this, right? But if we change this to the other template, obviously the print is smaller, yeah? And that's the one we need to fix, basically because we have a different proportion for our design. So save draft. And one thing we can do on the store section is find the products linked or to link products in here. You can also pick it on the top here. Find the products linked to Customily or not linked. You can filter those and go for long canvas. Long canvas can be live session long canvas. No, this is called the sample template. I'm afraid that's the one. Yeah, sample template here. And this product is loading the 16 by 5 inches. But if you check the variants in here, you will have a size variant. And for the 16 by 5, you have one template. And for the 8 by 5, you have another template. That what guarantees you that it's going to be loading each template. There's a function hidden inside that says change template, and so they will change. I'm going to pick this to open the template. Let's edit this. And you can see that our print area is different. So you were wondering what happens when you need to fix some stuff. Well, basically you can grab everything in your design and push it up like this. Obviously, this is not the best way to do. If you have a better background, then that's the idea. Yeah, and you see that probably 5 members are too many, 4 are too many, 3 and 2. Seems like 3 and 2 should be the ones. Um, yeah, so 5 and 4 will disappear, and we're going to stay with 3 and 2. 3 we need to go a bit smaller like this. So we're fixing basically, not much more than that. But let's preview one of the gnomes. And what I was mentioning about the gnomes is this. If you add another image on top, like this, a new dynamic image, and you have a hat image that has transparency, you can actually, let's find this, like this. You see, this layer is actually on top, and you can freely control this to show on top. So I wanted you to see what happens when the face goes behind. It's because you have another layer that is on top of everything. If I drop this here, it will go below. And if I go all the way down, it will disappear. So depends entirely on how you put up your layers, what's going to happen. So what process do we follow for layouts when we have, for example, a family of 6, including parents, 2 children, and potentially 2 pets? Or there may be 3 children and 1 pet, etc. The drop-down options will have choices of male, female, child boy, child girl, baby boy, baby girl, cat, dog. It seems very complex. Yes and no. I mean, you could always set up everything to show like this. Let me show you what happens with 3 members. And what can happen is you can have layouts for just single characters. The reason for this is you may have, let me try to do a really quick process by just throwing away this and throwing away this. Oops, no. Like this. I'm going to copy and paste this a couple of times just so I can keep this. Let me show you why I'm just doing. This is the way I would do it, but depends entirely on the process. So 1, 3, and 2. So right now you see we have, let's say, male. And then we have another one that is female. And then we have one that is dogs, right? So what happens here? Basically, what you can say is, okay, I have a female character, right? Which could be this, right? And I have a female character, and then I have a male character that is here. And if I pick the male, the female will not show, right? That's the spirit. And they will be on the same position like here. So I may have one family member that is a male or a female, and whatever I pick will show the right character. So what you will need to do the only complex thing, and what I would do is I will pick, depending on the position of, like, this will be like one father or one parent here, and then you will have another parent here, and you can pick if you want female or you want male, female or male on one, or in one case. And the same goes with the boy and the girl. It's like whenever you're making choices of gender, you can put them one on top of the other and have them in separate layouts. Why? Because each layout choice will trigger different options. Now, the idea is the only complex part is the options part, in which you will have, like you said, a drop-down option for picking female or male. So depending what you pick, you will trigger those different choices. So for the first parent, you will have a drop down male or female, and whatever you pick will trigger these layouts for the female or for the male. Um, and the same goes with the other parent. It will trigger female or male depending on your choice. The same goes with the kids. 3, 2, or 5 kids, depending how many kids you want. You will trigger boy or girl. I mean, everything can be put like items in different layouts on the design, which is what I would do. And then that way, Customily will have all the conditions made automatically. And then you just need to manually add some pre-choices like female, male, and stuff like that. And the rest will trigger automatically. Definitely will be really interesting to do that in another live session that is a bit more focused on that. Probably we're going to build something similar to this with your example and show how to do the combinations. But it's not complex on the choices because Customily will do all the hard work of connecting the layouts with the different items inside the layout. That's what you need to focus on because that's the most complex and time-consuming logic, and that's all automated with Customily. Then you just need to say, okay, for the one female, trigger this, for the one male, trigger the other, and that's something you do in the options. Will imply a couple of extra choices you can make in the option set, but not more. It's more of building the design the way you want and making sure each character has its own layout. I will start with that and grab this idea for an upcoming live session of complex choices. Okay, well, I really hope that we were able to cover some basics of Customily and how to build up some designs based on multiple characters, based on a product base we can replicate on other designs later. Remember, we have an excellent support team available to help you during your first steps and assist you with anything you need. If you also need further assistance, don't hesitate to reach them via email, or you can open a live chat in the app during business hours. Also, you can join our Facebook communities where you can ask questions and share tips with other users of the app. And well, thank you all for watching. I hope you had a great time. We will see you next Tuesday with next Thursday with a new live session and a lot of products to create together. Have a great day. Bye bye.